I mean, what an exciting time if you're a Mavericks fan, because Luka proved a year ago that not only is he skilled, but he's fearless. He's able to make plays for himself, he can make plays for other people. And when you put another floor spacer on the floor with someone like Luka, which you now have in Kristaps Porzingis, 7'3", shoot the three, put it on the deck, be a shot blocker, maybe negate some mistakes on the defensive end. The combination is exciting, and I cannot wait to see it live.
And obviously they're playing the Lakers, another dynamic duo of
Yes.
LeBron James and AD. What are your thoughts about that as well?
Yes. So I've watched everything they've played so far. It's a short sample size, but we know LeBron James has been the most devastating force for over a decade in the league, and now he adds a guy who, I don't want to say he was overlooked in New Orleans, but he didn't certainly have the exposure and the press coverage that he's going to have in Los Angeles to go 40-20, make 26 of 27 free throws. I mean, he's a problem no matter where you put him. You can selectively put him in the post and make sure he can devastate anybody that's mismatched. You can put him at the top of the key. He can drive left and right. I mean, Anthony Davis is a problem. I don't think we can evaluate the Lakers in complete form yet. Kuzma will get his first run tonight. I'm curious to see what he adds. Here's my question. My question is, what are the Lakers when LeBron and AD are off the floor? You know, can Kyle Kuzma lead a unit and sort of take over the offense for a 2 or 3 minute stretch to give them a break? So excited to see both tandems tonight.
And then obviously you have a vote for Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Of their awards. What are your thoughts about thus far? Who's caught your eye thus far?
Boy, I haven't even considered a single award. It's just, we're only 4 or 5 games in. I can't wait to see how the season plays out. I'm hopeful. I have New Orleans on my schedule a couple of times. I'd very much like to see Zion play. But certainly Kendrick Nunn is doing some work down in Miami, giving them some much-needed scoring punch. I'll tell you, Pat Riley seems to be the master of finding diamonds in the rough and then turning them into something special.
And then obviously, how do you think the media, the marketing as far as the WNBA, how do you think that we can help get that off the ground for them a lot more than what it's obviously?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because when I started in the WNBA in 1997, it gave me the opportunity to grow as a professional first and foremost. But the league across the board, whether it was talent, athleticism, and coaching, wasn't anywhere near what it is now. If you look over the last several finals, whether it was Minnesota and LA, and now Mike Thibault getting his first WNBA championship with Elena Deladon, I just want the casual viewer to give it a chance. Because really, if you pay attention to who's watching, Draymond Green loves the WNBA. LeBron James and Anthony Davis flew to a WNBA finals game. These guys appreciate the basketball. I just hope, I don't know what the answer is. I'm not a marketing expert. I can only tell the casual viewer the basketball is sensational, and it's light years ahead of where it was when it started in 1997. So please give them a look.
How do you think the absence of Breanna Stewart hurt the league last year?
Listen, any league is going to suffer without its stars, right? Golden State Warriors games won't rate as well now that Steph has broken his hand. These are just facts. The current generation, I think, likes watching stars. So Breanna's absence hurt. Sue Bird's absence hurt.
I've talked to several retired players about possibly purchasing interest. Antoine Jamison is the most recent. He said yes, he would be interested in possibly purchasing a piece of WNBA franchises. What are your thoughts about that if retired players that have the financial means start stepping up financially to help some of these franchises?
I mean, listen, you just put a smile on my face, because what we want are passionate basketball people around the WNBA. I think the new leadership structure, the new commissioner, we've got to give them some run because they're passionate, they're hardworking. I was on a panel with a couple of them in the fall, and listen, I think the one thing we can't do is, when the NBA started, it was tape delayed. My first viewing of an NBA Finals was tape delay. Look at the point in history that you're at. What I'd like to see, and you mentioned retired players, I love what the Players Union did for the retired players in the NBA. I don't know if there's something that can be done, perhaps, with the Players Union and the WNBA, but let's see. at least let's try to maybe come up with something.
Mentioned it earlier for Golden State, obviously.
Yeah.
Steph being out of the, I guess, for the next 3 months.
Right.
What
Maybe
are your
till
thoughts-
February. Yeah.
February. What are your thoughts about how they could possibly, I guess, stay a little bit above water? Should they sign some people? Or do you think they should just,
Listen, here's what I know about Golden State. 5 straight years,
Yeah.
they played over 100 games. They had one of the most historic runs in history. There's always a backside of the mountain to that, right? You can't sustain that level for that long, and I think those 5 years takes its toll in any number of ways, on players' bodies, on their minds, on everything. But I don't rule out Bob Myers as a general manager. I don't rule out the competitiveness of Joe Lacob. Listen, I think this is part of sports, is sometimes you have rough years. It's going to be a long year, period.